So here we go. I'm going to do my best, Ellen Greene. Okay. In our American culture, we are taught that you start at birth and just progress upward towards adulthood success. The yellow graph shows how we think that things dip along this imagined graph are called failures. And if it gets bad enough, we are forced to start over. We talk about having to start over with such a sad tone. We whisper it when we hear someone has gone through a death or a divorce. Oh, it's so hard, she's starting over. Or we talk about it to ourselves. I can't believe I have to start over. It's because we assign our life to the graph that we believe we are somehow back to the beginning. When in actuality, starting over is more like the X points on the purple diagram. They are just an illusion of a still point on a circle that we perceive is an endpoint. Our lives are more like spirals than graphs. There's no starting over. We just think there are starting over points because we live our life like a graph. What if we could just live as like circles? It's not as if things do not come into our lives and then go. That is cause to grieve and acknowledge something has changed. Something you thought you would have lost forever was lost. Maybe you didn't get the thing you thought you wanted to get to that point to the graph. You call it starting over, but it's just a spot along the way of a larger cycle. There's success, there's failure, and grief all in between. And we have to get to feel it all. So next time you find yourself think that you're getting to start over, just remember, life is not a circle, not a graph, and you're not back at square one. You're always someplace different on the spiral of life. Even if where you are has familiarity to places in the past, even if you still think your life is like a graph, or a slow-moving train wreck, or a road to nowhere, just know that wherever you are, you won't stay there forever. Wherever you are in the cycle of life, you never really start over, you just continue on. So that's Ellen's story. And then you can clap for Ellen. I'll let her know you clapped for her, yeah. So then I had some thoughts about that, and I wanted to think about how many of you have ever been in a relationship that ended? You can raise your hands. And in that, how many of you felt like that broke your heart? And you felt like starting over would be too hard. And you thought that finding someone new would be impossible. Raise your hands. Yeah. But then you found that time went on, and then maybe you met someone else, and you felt like that person made you maybe feel a little bit happy, and maybe you're in a relationship that's a little bit happier than the one you were in before. Or maybe you found peace within yourself and you find that you make yourself happy. Anyone else? So when we think of starting over, when I think of starting over in a romantic way, I think that like it really wasn't so bad. Like that starting over was kind of a gift, right? Does anyone else agree?
Yes.
Yeah. And then this next starting over story that I was kind of thinking of in terms of what Ellen was talking about, like, you know, something that maybe is like a little bit good was, you know, this one's kind of personal, and if I tear up, I apologize. But I have a true, dear, deep love, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers. I have loved this team as long as I can. I think as long as I've been able to breathe. And if you know me, you just know that's a fact. And so yesterday, the Milwaukee Brewers clinched the Major League Baseball Central Division. And if you're a Cubs fan, it's your fault. So sorry about that. But so the Brewers have won the Central League Division for 3 out of the last 4 years. But the Brewers haven't been to the World Series since 1982. I mean, talk about starting over. Every fucking year, they have had to start over because they suck in the playoffs. And every year we say, we'll get them next year. We're rebuilding. We're doing this. We're doing that. But for the last 4 years, we haven't really been rebuilding. And, you know, this year we were supposed to suck. Like, they were supposed to suck. As you know, Craig Counsell moved to Chicago, and, you know, where everyone's like, it's not going to work for the Brewers, and it's okay. It's okay. But this year they didn't. They surprised us all, and they're, like, totally great, and they won the division again. And, you know, last night they even beat the Phillies, and they've got this amazing record, and it's so good. It's so good. So let's just, that starting over it's working. It's like really working. So let's just, whether you're a fan of the Brewers or not, this is a team that is an underdog team forever. They are broke, they are poor, they do not have money like the Dodgers or the Yankees. Like, they just don't have that kind of money. So let's just send some good vibes for the team that has started over again and again and again. And my birthday is on Saturday, so even like just do it for me for my birthday, okay? So like that's really good starting over. Okay, I'm all done with Ellen's story and my little plea, of good vibes for the Brewers. And yeah, so anyway, there we go.